Hi, good morning everyone. It's actually not morning here, so medyo gabi na. I have been planning on doing a video like this for a long time. Actually, for I think a year already, and I sort of forgot that I wanted to do it. And then just recently I remembered, you know what, I think I really want to do it. I think I really want to share my story of like when I gave birth to my first child. I only have one child, and she has already turned 1 year old. So I gave birth last year, September 25th, and you know, going to the journey of becoming a mom, a new mom. I'm really the type of person who would do a lot of research, like every day before, like I think a month or two before I gave birth, I was like always before I go to sleep, nanonood ako ng mga videos ng mga nanganganak, nanonood ako ng mga videos ng what will be the experience like. Of course, it is different for everyone. Parang I cannot say that what I have experienced is exactly the same as what you will experience, but the real reason talaga why I'm uploading this is because, when I was doing it before, I just didn't find a lot of videos that were relatable to me as a Filipino um, mom. I know I found some videos na mga Pinay nag-upload, but then they really don't go into detail of parang I think it's really normal for us to just share the good parts, right? Or like share na, oh, it's really painful, it's really masakit, and and it causes fear. But what I want to share with you guys now, I'm sorry for the noise. I'm not a pro. I don't have a mic, okay? But then what I really want to share with you right now is my real experience, because going through the videos, parang there's a tendency for you to be terrified, and I was, at one point I was really terrified, and I felt like I really wanted the anesthesia, because yung mga videos na napapanood ko, most of them are like from the US, and I think a lot of them are, even for normal deliveries, nag-anesthesia sila, which is not common here in the Philippines. So yeah, start off, okay, so I gave birth September 25th, which was, I think, around the tamang time na mag-give birth ako. I wasn't overdue. I did not give birth, like it wasn't premature. So I was 9 months pregnant then. Okay. So normally what we'd wait for when we are parang pregnant, ganun, when we watch the movies, right? We wait for our water to break. And in most of the movies or anything really that we watch, so the water breaks, you go to the hospital, and that was my idea. So I'm a nurse, okay, and I am supposed to know about these things, but then I'm not a practicing nurse, so I don't really have like parang enough experience with these type of things. So my idea was still same as what the movies um say. So your water breaks, and then your husband goes on panic mode, and then you go to the hospital, and then you cry and you cry and you scream. That's not what happened to me. Okay, so around like a week or so before I gave birth, I already knew that I am giving birth, like maybe in a week. Okay, because I was due. All right, but then during my checkups, I'm not feeling anything. Hindi ako naka-feel ng nagka-cramps ako, or there's just normal cramps. When you're pregnant, by the way, for new moms out there, you will feel cramps, and that's fine. Like it's not an indication that you will give birth already. But then there are times na parang, oh my gosh, parang may nafe-feel ako sa tummy ko, nagka-cramps. When you're about to give birth, like me, I think 2 weeks before I gave birth, I was feeling that. But then my CM, whenever, because I would have my checkup, I think every week already before I gave birth, hindi lumalaki yung CM ko. Okay? So, the advice of my OB was that I was supposed to go walking, ganun. So that's what I did. And I went to the mall with my hubby and my brother. We went walking, and I walked in a way na parang hindi naman sa dinadabog ko yung sarili ko, but I wanted to make sure that I feel something na parang, kasi kailangan mag-lower down yung tummy mo eh, para bababa si baby, it's easier, right? So I did that. I walked and I walked. I went to the mall. The night before I gave birth, I did a lot of walking. I went to Chowking and then I came back. And so I didn't know, the night before, I didn't know that I was giving birth already the next day. I had this normal cramps in my tummy, but then I thought, maybe next week I will give birth, or maybe in 3 days or in 2 days. But I had no idea that I was already giving birth the next day. So I woke up around 3 a.m. and I felt na, okay, I have cramps, right? And I know that I said that cramps are normal, but then these are period cramps. What I'm feeling, yung parang kapag nagkakaroon ka na, or meron ka, like your first day, that's what I felt. Nagkaroon ako ng period cramps. And I knew right away I was giving birth already that day. But I did not panic, okay? So I think number one advice from me is don't panic. If you feel that, okay, it's normal, and your baby's, kasi meron tayong thinking na, okay, baka manganak na ako, ganun. No, your baby will not come out right away, okay? So I felt the cramps 3 a.m. in the morning. It wasn't intense, but it was like a normal period cramp. So, alam ko, okay, my baby's coming. I was excited. Meron akong feeling na, oh my gosh, I was nervous. So, it's really mixed emotions and it's normal. So, tinulog ko siya. And then, I woke up, I think around 6 a.m. Nagka-cramps pa rin siya. So, I did not go to the hospital right away because I think I watched enough videos for me to know na papauwiin lang ako kapag hindi pa ako full CM and hindi pa ako about to give birth. And I also did not want to spend most of my labor time in the hospital, if that makes sense. Kasi parang sa akin, gusto ko nasa bahay muna ako and pupunta na lang sa hospital pag manganganak na ako. So, I slept. I woke up at 6 a.m. The cramps were starting to get intense, but it's like, it's not painful. It's not what I was expecting to have based on the movies and the videos that I watched. So, it was still normal cramps, 6 a.m. I had my breakfast, and I told my partner that, okay, I think I'm giving birth today. And he was worried. He was like, do we have to go to the hospital now or what? And I said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. I ate my breakfast, I had lunch continuously. So, this is how you know if you're supposed to go to the hospital, okay? Because you would have your cramps, but then hindi siya yung parang dire-diretso na yung interval niya is mabilis lang. So, mine, it has like parang, okay, I'd have cramps, about 20 minutes, I'd have another cramp. So, yun, mahaba yung interval. So, you would know, oh, do I have to go to the hospital na if palapit na palapit yung intervals ng cramps mo. So, that's why I knew that I can still stay at home. The baby is not yet coming out. But, of course, if you have contact with your OB, then it's best for you to let them know via phone call. Do I have to go to the hospital? This is just my experience, okay? So, come lunchtime, I ate lunch. I told my mom and my in-laws that I think I'm going to give birth already. So, they did not want me to eat too much anymore. The intervals of the cramps were getting closer and closer, but then it's not yet parang something that I felt na I have to go to the hospital. Parang ang intervals na is around 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes, so I thought it's fine. Around 6 p.m., my cramps were starting to get a little more intense, that yung walking ko, medyo affected na siya. Parang hindi na ako makawalk ng normal, na hindi ko siya mararamdaman na may discomfort. May discomfort. So, I knew I had to go to the hospital. Parang yung intervals ng cramps ko was, I think, around 5 minutes na lang, if I'm not mistaken, like 5-10 minutes. So, we went to the hospital, and going to the hospital, my OB checked kung ilang cm na ako, and I was around 6 cm already when I was there. So, my expectation was that, okay, 6 cm, this should be quick na. Parang this should be, just in a few hours, I will give birth, right? So, in an hour or two. That was my expectation, kasi 6 cm na ako. So, my OB said, go eat, because you cannot eat anymore. And then once you come back here, we will admit you. So I ate a little, parang lugaw lang kinain ko. And then I was admitted. And for the first hour, it was like just a normal period cramps that was malapit yung interval. So parang dysmenorrhea. That's what I felt. After an hour, medyo nafe-feel ko na yung back ko masakit. And mind you guys, when you watch movies and videos, you will think na ang masakit is yung tiyan mo. And you will think na it's really pain, right? Pain yung mafe-feel mo. But in all honesty, what I felt, it wasn't pain in my tummy. It was more of back pain. Yun ang mas masakit. Really, that really was the hard part of labor, yung back. So, I'm really thankful that my mom was there with me throughout the whole labor process. I'm not gonna say that it's so painful, but there was definitely a lot of discomfort, especially in my back area. And what really helped me with that discomfort, and and I think nahirapan yung mommy ko, is she was pushing onto my back every time that I would feel something. She would do this in my back. And guys, you know, if I have really one important advice during your labor, have someone to do that for you, like your partner, your mom, your friend. Have someone to do that sa back mo, pag lower back, when you're in pain. Really, it gives a lot of comfort. So yun. So for I think 3 hours or until I gave birth, she was doing that. But it's not continuous. So I feel pain and then I say, "Mommy, please do it," and then she do that. So only whenever I feel pain. I did not feel a lot of pain in my tummy. There was actually no pain at all, if I'm going to be honest. In my tummy, there was no pain. There were contractions. So there was a bit of discomfort, but not pain. Para ka lang meron. Para ka may dysmenorrhea. But the number one thing na pinaka, and I'm going to be honest, pinaka nag-cause ng discomfort ko, and this was not pain, okay? It was the feeling na matatae ka. The feeling of constipation. Your entire labor, it was so intense. Yung feeling na gusto ko na mag-poop, pero hindi ka, oh my gosh, trying to remember it now, yun talaga yung nagpahirap ng labor process ko, is gusto kong mag-poop, pero ayokong mag-poop. Parang ganun. Parang feeling mo you're so constipated. Sorry, I had to pause. So, this is something na hindi ko nahanap anywhere in the videos that I search in YouTube. Hindi ko makita anywhere. Walang nagsabi sa akin na, kasi you would be under the impression that when you're in labor, you will be in pain, but really, the discomfort comes from the back pain and yung feeling of constipation. So, around, I think 10 p.m., my doctor checked on my CM again. I was already 8 cm. So, I thought, okay, mga anak na ako. Kasi 8 cm you're supposed to be 10 cm for you to be, parang for the doctor to say, okay, you're giving birth. But I was 8 cm. So, we waited and we waited. Come 12, 8 cm pa rin ako. So, hindi siya expand for the duration of 2 hours, right? But 12 o'clock, hindi ako nag-expand. So, the doctor, and mind you, at this point, my water still has not broken. So, intact pa rin yung water ko. And hindi nag-move, walang movement sa CM ko, 12 p.m. Doctor checked on me 2 a.m. And then, ayun, I think I was around 9 cm. Not yet 10 cm. But then, the doctor said, okay, maybe you should go to the labor room already. And because, this is what I'm telling you, because I was not in pain really, I had discomfort but not in pain. I was still able to walk to the labor room. I walked to the labor room. And then I just laid down and I waited for my doctor. And then, I think I fell asleep for 1 hour, I guess. And then around 3 a.m., the doctor woke me up. They put anesthesia sa akin that I think would have taken effect kapag kinat nila yung, you know, my, for my baby to pass through. So, they gave me anesthesia, and that was so hard for me because I was so groggy the entire time. So they would wake me up and they'd say na, okay, you have to push for your baby. And I was like, I was so groggy. And then the doctor was saying na, okay, are you sleepy? I said, yes. Anantok ako. Sabi niya, okay, push, and then once the baby's out, you can sleep. Okay? So I pushed around 2 times, but it wasn't effective. So the doctor said it's not effective. Your baby is having trouble. You have to push harder. And then my number one tip, if you're going to push, and I'm not a good pusher. I wasn't a pusher. I wasn't a good pusher. But then tip is that you don't push from your neck. Kasi meron tayong tendency na kapag and that's what we watched from the movies and the videos sometimes. But you push from your tummy. You push as if you are really constipated and you need to poop. Okay? And you may poop while giving birth. But that's normal. Okay? So don't be afraid. Kasi I think for new moms, there's a fear na, oh my gosh, nakakahiya. Ayokong mag-poop habang nanganganak ako. But then, just to let you guys know, if you're new, if you don't have any idea, a lot of moms nagpupoop pagka nanganganak. So I think that's one reason why it's really getting hard or makes it harder na mag-push, is there is also this parang fear na baka mapoop tayo while we're giving birth, and it's okay. So you just push as if you are pooping. That's my tip. So you do that, and then you will feel it in your tummy, and they will help you push the baby down. And then I did it the third time, and my baby, luckily, on my third try, went out. But I had a 4th degree there. Out of that, I had a 4th degree there. So, but then my baby was out, and then I wanted to hug her, but then the doctor said, no, don't touch her yet. And I think the doctor did something, and then I was able to hug her. And then, parang a minute after that, I fell asleep already. So my baby was out, or I think around 3:30ish in the morning of September 25. So that was my labor story. And I think I missed out on a lot of other information. But if you are curious about anything, just let me know. Because I'd really like to help you guys out, because this is something that I did not have when I was in labor or when I was about to give birth, and it's a video that I feel like is really important for most of the new moms to know. So that's it. Bye.